Divine Feminines, I hope everyone's incredibly well as always. I'm going to dig into your Divine Masculines energy a little bit here and give you guys a bit of an honest confession, okay? I feel like he tried to replace your energy, but it backfired because I'm getting the feeling here that someone is now stuck in some kind of relationship that's taking time to get out of, and all of a sudden you're available to pursue, okay? I feel like they might have gotten into this other connection as a way of trying to either make you jealous or rush you on something. So, hear me out, guys. Divine Feminines, if you were married or you were in a relationship and you were also dealing with your Divine Masculine, but also trying to navigate being in a relationship when you already met them, they might have felt triggered by that, like by you just not dropping everything and jumping into something with them. You were like, okay, I need to pause here. They took that pause personally, and they might have entered into something where I feel like in the beginning it seemed as though, yes, I'm going to show you, okay, fine, you're going to stay in your marriage, you're going to stay in your relationship, then guess what? I'm going to go off and enter into this karmic situation. It's going to be somebody prettier than you, more successful than you, in some cases for some of you, like younger than you, maybe even older, like older than you, more mature, whatever the case is, okay? They weren't thinking, their intentions. The word is intentions. Like, I feel like what's backfiring for them is that they went on this big quest to try to get some reaction out of you or rush the journey or put you under pressure in some way. And you never gave a reaction, Divine Feminines. And because you never gave a reaction, I mean, don't get me wrong, you might have been hurt by it. You might have seen what was happening and knew intuitively what they were trying to do. But instead of reacting, I feel like many of you just stayed steady and you stayed focused. And I feel like fast forward a few years, whatever connection you were in, I feel like it naturally dissolved on its own. Many of you would have just naturally gone in a different direction. Maybe your career took off. Maybe you would have traveled. Maybe the person that you were in a marriage with, they were the ones who decided, you know what, I think it's natural that we part ways now. Like, whatever it is, I feel like now all of a sudden you're available while this person is like, what the hell did I just do? And the icing on the cake on all of this is that they really tried to replace you with somebody who might be very similar to you. Maybe even many of you have received that type of mimicking or copycat type of energy where, I mean, your masculines, what I'm trying to say is like they were always searching for you, Divine Feminines, okay? So much to the point where somebody else, like the person that they're with, may also be fixated on you. Your life is going in a completely different direction. Like, I'm definitely going to get some energies on what it is you're up to because somebody's in some deep regret here, okay? They feel like, what the hell? Okay, these feelings for you, they're just getting stronger. Now all of a sudden your life is shifting and changing and the wheel of fortune is turning and you're single and you're sexy, and now he's got to worry about all these other men around you pursuing you. Like, you're no longer comfortable in a past marriage or a past relationship that you were once in. You're no longer that timid, maybe dependent, without a career, possibly, old version of yourself. Now you are single, you're successful, you're independent. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune has given you guys like maybe like your own home, your own car, your own business. Like, somebody's having to rub their eyes going, what did I do? They wish that they would have been patient, right? Like, I feel like your Divine Masculines, instead of going on this V for vendetta against you, Divine Feminines, they wish that they would have like prioritized self-care, time alone, building themselves up. Instead, I feel like they tried to put on like a show. They might have squandered money, resources, really chosen someone who at the time was wearing a mask, and now that maybe either months or years have passed, like the real person that they're seeing is like someone that they're just stuck with, someone who may be dependent, someone who may be like exactly the opposite of all of the energies that you're experiencing now. So that's the gist of it, guys. Like, I feel like somebody really feels like, damn, it is time I be honest with you, because you're probably feeling me unhappy in the situation that I'm in, and watching you, energetically watching you, and so is the person that I'm with. That's what he wants to be honest about. So let's see what's going on with you, Divine Feminines. You just kept going. Okay, so we have our King of Swords energy. So yeah, definitely if you guys were not experiencing the best version of your divine masculines, you might have chosen not to react, you know? Like, I feel like that includes making impulsive decisions in your own life, and trying to compete. I think for many of you, you chose to sit still and gather the knowledge and honor the journey step by step, even though it might have hurt to see your divine masculine. I feel like genuinely try to go on this vendetta against you, maybe try to create competition, but I feel like it was all stemming from, I'm going to do all these things to make you want me, or to make you leave that situation, or to tear that tower down. But they were trying to play God in the connection, and I feel like the universe was leaving them to their vices, leaving them to their free will. Okay, we have the Two of Swords coming up. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between intellectual and the emotional. Yeah, you made a clear decision, Divine Feminine. You chose to honor the path, as painful as it was. And I see your Divine Masculines becoming so angry with that decision that you made to honor whatever path you were on, or either take your time. They weren't seeing it as divine timing. They were seeing it as a direct betrayal. They were seeing it as you dragging your feet in your marriage and not directly choosing them. So they took you on a wild karmic ride, Divine Feminines. Many of you were like, oh my goodness, I have this love for you, but I feel like I have to honor, my spiritual path. And they didn't care. They were in full devil energy mode of hopping up on every karmic train that they possibly could. It was like self-sabotaging, destroying themselves in the end. And I think for many of you, the hurt that you were feeling through watching them engage in a lot of these karmic relationships or activities was, it was like, yes, you felt the hurt of longing for them and wanting them, and, feeling like you needed to do something. But I think it was more so watching them destroy themselves in the process, and also seeing them engage with karmic situations that didn't have their highest interests or their highest good at heart. Okay, we also have the Prince of Winter. So you were determined, intellectual in this situation, Divine Feminines. Many of you, again, acting quickly and decisively. Did we have that come out twice? Indecision is holding you back. Yeah, you definitely weren't indecisive. You let them go. I feel like that King of Swords was, okay, I am not putting up with the ultimatums. If you're wanting to go off on some karmic adventures, maybe like the Knight of Swords here, then I feel like your energy allowed them to do that. You yourself, may have just cut off communication. That's why they got so angry, because that was the betrayal that they felt. Okay, it was giving you the ultimatum to get out of your marriage and choose them in this energy in the here and now. But many of you may have had children. Many of you may have had certain contracts that you were wrapped up in because you weren't as independent as you needed to be. But someone didn't understand that, and someone didn't want to wait, and someone decided that they were going to trigger the hell out of you if you weren't going to make a decision and make up your mind about them. And I feel like now the universe is like, oh, okay, that's what you want to do to my earth angel, who is genuinely trying to be honest with you. Well, now is payback. And I really do feel like everything is backfiring. Okay, can we get a glimpse into the Divine Masculine's lessons? Okay, so we have celebration, gifts, abundance. This is the energy that they're having now to sit back and watch you receive in some way. That is why it feels like backfire. And this really strongly tells me that your Divine Masculines wish that they would have chosen the path of just waiting on you. Worth waiting. Like, I'm getting the worth waiting on card from the Romance Angels. Like, divine timing is at play in your love life. They were so angry and so stubborn. Wait on you? What do you mean wait on you? This was a man of great pride, right? Wait on you? You think I'm some little bitch? To wait on you while you're in your marriage with your man, sharing your house and your bedroom with your man? You think I am. And so I really do feel like that part of him took over. Like the blood in his veins were like green. Okay. Trying to take this man for a fool. What, wait on you while you work? What? So in his eyes, like that ego took over. The ego really, really did take over. It was ruling him at this point. So that's why that self-sabotage energy, I feel, was so strong. That's why I feel like that self-sabotage energy was really that ego getting the best of him. Jealousy, really wanted to stick it to you. Okay, you want to stay with you. Like, he might have said the worst things about your husband at the time. He might have had the most devilish thoughts about your partner at the time and really tried to stick it to you. Okay, but I feel like because of your honesty, your integrity, like you really were genuine about wanting to do things by the book and take things at a step at a time, you're now experiencing the abundance of that. You took this journey patient. Someone's experiencing the backfire for being impulsive or maybe even rushing things. This is the price of ignoring divine timing when it comes to love. Not being compassionate, not trusting your true love, not wanting to wait. What else is he going through? Okay, so we have alchemy, and we also have avoidance and stalemate, along with completion of cycles. So this is what I feel like he has to alchemize the most, is the backfire energy, okay? When you have to see something as necessary because maybe you needed to learn some things, this is definitely the pep talk that somebody is giving themselves right now. I feel like if there is a time that they've ever asked for assistance or called out for assistance, it would be now, because they're unhappy. The life that you may be experiencing or living, it's taken you completely away from this journey. They may even feel like you're avoiding them at all costs because now you don't want to interfere in the relationship that they're in, right? They didn't want to come anywhere near yours as long as you were entangled, but I feel like they didn't honor it in the right way, which is why we have this, this stalemate energy. You might feel that stalemate energy with your divine masculines, and they're watching you now. Again, I'm getting for a lot of you, you are single, like you're maybe starting up businesses. A lot of you could be traveling. Maybe many of you have come into like a windfall of money. It's just the stalemate is like it would definitely not be the right time to connect with your divine masculines. You wouldn't even entertain it. But it's happening at a time where it's like they long to connect with you, or to reach out, or to even say sorry, like even just to reach out to communicate and apologize. But somebody didn't wait on you. They weren't patient, and the cycles completed themselves anyway. That is what your divine masculines are seeing, and this is going to be a really specific message for some of you. But I do feel like the King of Winter in a sense represents that patience that it does take to acquire the knowledge. Many of you weren't quick to just tear the tower down because of maybe like that chemistry or that passion with your divine masculines. I feel like there were many times where they were trying to get you to bend or your boundaries or stray from the path of integrity. But I feel like because many of you chose to remain, you're getting all of the abundance, you're getting all of the gifts, the celebration, the glow up is what I'm getting out of the celebration card here. It's like somebody is seeing you in a more youthful version of yourself. Maybe getting public speaking as well. Maybe some of you have done a lot of inner healing work where you're now sharing your stories publicly, or oh, sorry, I don't know why I lost my breath there. You're sharing aspects of your spiritual journey, and maybe now many of you could be forming a lot of community. I'm also hearing for some of you, your masculines are now getting to hear, witness, or see your side of the journey. Okay, because someone's feeling really foolish that they acted impulsively. They're feeling really foolish that they didn't hold space for you. They're feeling a lot of regret that they didn't invest into self-care or shaping up their life to meet you where it is you are now. Okay, someone's paying a detrimental price in the form of a lot of backfire in their life for using this time in between to deliberately try to hurt you or to bring you down. And I mean, it's a crazy realization here, but I feel like it's necessary for the divine masculines to hold this mirror to themselves, to see, like, this is the person who I am when I don't get my way or when I don't get what I want. I destroy the things that I love. That's the biggest realization for them. That's the biggest backfire, is that they try to replace your energy by, like, destroying the very thing that they love. You know, it's like they try to replace you only to end up just being hooked on you anyway, and now they don't want to be in the situation that they created for themselves, that they tried to replace. They created this whole other life that now they either have no use for, they're getting bored with, they don't have the emotional intelligence to explain their way out of that, or to even have the emotional intelligence to have accountability for somebody else's feelings. Someone's really trying to sit with themselves, and they're having to have integrity now about, how do I honestly explain to someone that I don't want to be with them anymore, that the life that we've just spent months or years creating was basically a show. How do I do that? So you really have someone shining the mirror to themselves right now, and like, they don't like what they see, is all I'm trying to say. All right, guys, so I don't know who that was meant for, but I hope you guys found it insightful, or it gave you clarity on your journey in some kind of way. If you guys would ever like to chit-chat about your own twin flame journey, even just get some clarity without judgment, I am here for you guys, okay? Find me at my second home over at hipsy.com. Until then, I will catch you guys in the next reading, okay? Take care, guys. Bye.